Hey guys, uh, in a nutshell, I want to do a series called, well, I'm just gonna call it Story Time. And what I want to do is talk about some run ins I've had in my life and what I learned from them. And the way I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna tell you what happened, and then I'm gonna talk about my own reflections, my analysis on what I could have done better, what you can learn from it, and what I learned from it. And I'm gonna tell you everything that I did in these situations, good and bad, and basically just give you a real life experience. So to start with, I'm gonna start with a relatively recent event. This happened about a year ago or so, less than a year, several months. So a while ago, but recent enough to matter. So let me give you some context. I work in a retail position. I work in a smoke shop. At the time, we were right next to a liquor store. So you have a smoke shop and you have a liquor store right next to each other. You get a certain kind of characters outside of these stores, better and worse. Now, I usually work the day shift, so I tend to get to the store early, 9 o'clock. 10 o'clock is when we open. I get there a little earlier. Then I open up the store. Now, at the time, what I would do is I would open up the store, open the doors, peek my head out, and if anybody's waiting for me outside, I would tell them, hey guys, I'm open now, come on in if you want to, in case they were waiting on me. Now, this particular story, I like to call the crazy ass big white guy. I ran into him twice. This is the first time I ran into him, so I'm gonna call this part 1. Crazy ass big white guy part 1. So all that happened is I opened up the store, poked my head out, and I saw two gentlemen outside. One guy is the guy in question. He was maybe 6 foot, easily 6 foot plus, but maybe 6'3" or so, very tall, well built, heavily muscled, all in all, a big, scary freaking dude. Talking to another guy who was a black gentleman, elderly, maybe 50s plus, and quite short, about my height, 5'6" or so, 5'6", 5'7". Now I poked my head out and I did the thing I usually do. Is I told them, "Hey guys, we're open now. If you want to come on and buy something, feel free." Now when I said that, the guy, the white guy, the big dude, almost from 0 to 100, freaked out, flipped out, from nothing at all. He went into a very aggressive posture, hands up, hands raised, fists clenched, and started approaching me, and he started shouting. And from what I remember, from what I could pick out, I remember phrases like, "Oh, you want to start shit now." I'm paraphrasing, but more or less that was the gist of it. "Oh, you want to start things now. You want to start shit with me." And he was approaching me, and he went from 0 to 100, so I was caught off guard. I also kind of freaked out, and I started backing away from him. And I was, at this point, holding open the door of the store, and my hands were up. I was keeping the door open on my body, and my hands were up, and I was going, "Oh, whoa, 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 dude, calm down. I didn't mean shit. I didn't mean disrespect. Just trying to de-escalate." But he's coming at me, and I'm backing away because I'm scared. And I back into the store, and he comes right up to the door, and he takes this really telegraphed, round-nosed punch. I don't know if he's trying to scare me, if he was trying to actually hit me, but either way, through sheer reflex, I just closed the door in his face. And he actually punched the door. I closed it, and he hit it. And once he hit the door, he backed away. He was holding his hand. It was the reaction you expect from somebody who hurt his hand. He was holding his hand. He was backing away, but he was still shouting a lot of really aggressive stuff. And I'm inside the store now. He's outside. He's backing away, so we have some separation between us. And our storefront is glass, so I could see everything going on outside. And he just backs right up to his car, gets in his car, and I watch him turn the car on, drive out, and drive away. So what did I learn from this particular instance? And what I could have done better? Let's start with what I could have done better. Everything I did up to the point when I was inside the store, I think I did good actually. This was a threat. I backed away from it. I retreated from it. We have a back door in the store. If he had come inside the store, I could have, and I have no doubt that I would have, run the fuck out the back, get out of Dodge, call 911. I had opportunity to de-escalate. So the good things that I think I did was I tried to de-escalate. I failed, but I tried. I tried to tell him, dude, I'm not trying to insult you, I'm not trying to disrespect you. While keeping our distance, backing away into a safe spot inside a building that I know and can run out from. But what I did wrong, honestly, I don't think I did anything wrong in that situation. I backed up, created distance, got away. You know what? The only thing I could have done better was not get close enough for him to try and take a swing at me. That's the one thing I could have done better, actually. I should have kept backing up once I was in the store. And if he tried to get in the store, I could have run the fuck out the back. So that's the one thing I could have done better. He was getting close, he was approaching me, and I didn't create quite enough distance as I should have. But what I learned from this is, I froze up in a combat situation. I froze. And when I say froze, I was still backing up, but I wasn't reacting. My brain shut down. I talked about this in my previous videos. It's exactly what I'm talking about. Deer in the headlights. But I understood why I did. And it's because this guy went from 0 to 100 miles per hour in an instant. There was no escalation. There was no argument. He didn't try and start shit. He didn't argue. He just went from nothing at all. Nothing. Me saying, hello, come on in, to I'm going to attack you now. And I realized how that can easily cut me off guard and cut somebody else off guard when you're expecting a certain response and you don't get it, and you get a very violent response. And the basic point is of what you can do and learn is that if somebody goes from nothing to 100, you will fail, and you will fail miserably in reacting appropriately to that situation. So what you need to do is think about and practice. I'm not quite sure how to say this. I don't know. Think about and practice of how you can react when there's no escalation, when there's no predictable elements, when you can't go from this guy's getting angry, we're arguing, we're in a bar, he's getting angry, he's obviously becoming aggressive, I can deal with the situation. As opposed to you're calm, you're normal, you're expecting nothing to happen, and all of a sudden there's a dude about to punch you in the fucking face. These dudes exist, and fortunately this is the only guy I've run into who's had this particular reaction, but they do exist. And if you run into them, they can very easily fuck you 10 ways to Sunday simply because they went from 0 to 100 and you weren't expecting it, and you freeze up and you fuck up and they're right on you and they deck you in the jaw. I've never run into anybody like this guy other than this instance. So just be aware, these dudes exist. That's one story, I guess, out of the way. Very simple story. He came at me, hit the door, and he backed out and got away. And yeah, that's basically it. Just want to share that with you. I'll tell you about the second time I ran into him in the next episode. And we'll keep this going, and hopefully this is somewhat helpful to you as a real-world scenario of how things sometimes go down in real life. And hope you stay safe and chill. Keep on watching. Thank you.